2, 3. Okay.
Alright.
Hey, make sure you do it more than enough. 1.
That's what I just told him, Joe.
3.
With anchor drops, we really wanted to take our time in the studio and set everything up and kind of play by our own rules.
Normally bands would go into a studio, like an official recording studio, and pay by the hour or the day, and we didn't do that.
Kevin located what was an abandoned studio right in Wicker Park in Chicago, so we thought, this sounds like a great idea, let's go in there.
It was an abandoned recording studio, but I now realize why it was abandoned.
There was a huge block of transformers a few hundred feet away from the studio.
When we plugged in amps and tried to record guitar parts, it ended up becoming just a nightmare of sound.
Every single thing that I believe had a pickup was buzzing.
There was a magnetic field of bad electrical currents going through the outlets. Yeah, it was like the Poltergeist of studios. So we would plug in the guitar into the amp and everything else, and all of a sudden you would just hear. And then we would mess around and try to figure out ways to go get around it. But every time we just keep coming back to.
You know, making that record was a great bonding experience for us to do that, both technically and spiritually.
Look back here, you're on candid camera, you
Kevin found the cover, Lake Michigan. We used it because it was free. It was a stock NASA photo.
It was actually a big transitional year for us. We were moving from being in a van and trailer into a bus full time, which was like a game changer for us, you know.
Anchor Drops was like the first real confident record, a real cohesive album quality.
I think a lot of the iconic songs of the early Umphrey's McGee era, things like Wife Soup, Jajunk, Plunger, these were all things that ended up on the album and really kind of defined who we were at the time.
Some of those songs were written as we were moving to Chicago. Chicago was what we were calling home, where we were going to be. So it made sense to drop the anchor, so to speak.
This was one of the first things that a lot of people heard Umphrey's McGee do, and something that I think we're all still very proud of to this day.
Never had one lesson.